Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second part in the tutorial for facial rigging. We're gonna have some fun. Took me quite a while to figure out the next part, which is we have the curves now, right? But now we need to turn them into clusters, and then we need to add locators to them, which was a interesting exercise. And after that, we're gonna add joints to this. So let's just go straight into what I have done so far. I've just added all the lines that we're gonna need, right? So we got the eyebrow here, the upper eyebrow, and the smiling thingy as well, and then the eyelids and the mouth. So next up would be adding the clusters for this, right? So first we need to add clusters, so then we can parent the clusters to a locator, which we then can use to move everything into place where they should be. Once we have that, we can start adding in joints, and once we have that, we can start adding in the controllers and etc. So let's just go straight in, because this is interesting. So let's just first make a new function, right, before we do anything else. Already add a comment here, and that's what we're gonna do now. So again, self, that's to create locators like this, right? So and then self. I can't type for some reason. Okay, so create locators. No, actually, let's do add so we don't get any confusion. Let's do add locators, and down here we're gonna make a new function. Again, we pass through the self argument and the void argument, and then we're gonna do some stuff, right? So first thing that we want to do is we find all the curves, or all the curves with the CV prefix to it. So all curves is base.ls, double this before, underscore, asterisk, etc. Cool, right? This is the first step. Next step, I want to make sure that everything put in nice and hierarchy, so we're going to make an empty group here. So empty group, again, empty is true, and then the name shall be, let's call this face locators. Okay. Now, let's just go straight into here, back in mine. What we kind of want to have though is that all joints converge on a joint around here, right? Because you don't want them to be parented to the actual head bone, because then you can't move them anymore. So we want to make sure that they are free to move. So we're gonna parent them to a joint around here, so we can actually move them. The first thing I want to do is I want to create a dummy space locator that we're gonna use to create the parent joint. I'm just gonna call it dummy lock, and then we're gonna make a new space locator with the name, let's call this lock face head dummy. Okay, so how do we move this? Well, you can do this manually, or we're gonna base it on the neck end that we have over here. In this case, that will be this one. So I'm gonna use this as my base, but I want to make sure that the user first has to make the body, and then you can start adding in the face rigging. So I'm gonna again check to see if it actually exists. So that would be lock neck end. See if it actually exists. If it exists, continue, do something. And if it does not exist, again, I want to have a confirm dialog. Title, body first, and the message would be create body locators first, not first. I'm gonna have a button, and the button shall say okay. Okay, so in here we want to get the position of our neck locator. So again, the same as before. So neck position is base.xform, base.ls. We get the lock neck, and we want to make sure that it's the actual transform, so we type in transform as well. Then again, query is true, translation is true, full space is true, same old. And then we're going to move the actual neck, the actual dummy locator. So that will be neck plus 0, neck plus 1. Well, since one offset it, so let's do something like 0.05. And neck plus 2 plus 0.02 probably, I don't know. And then we want to move the actual dummy locator as well. Dummy lock. There you go. each part. Let's see if it actually works out okay. Okay, I think should work here. I just want to make sure that it ends up around here-ish, right? In the around the ear. Let's create locators, and it does nothing. It's over. Where are you? You're all the way over here. Wow, that's nice. That's not what I want to have. I have no idea why it's all the way over there. Let's have a quick look. Did I forget something? Probably right. Did I though? Did I forget this? No. Interesting. Let's just debug real fast. I doubt I did something wrong. Let's have a quick look. That would be 000. Okay, that so it means that it is empty. Did I type everything wrong? Connect and oh, I thought stupid. I'm so sorry. I made a boo boo. Okay, there we go. Too high. I kind of want to lower it a little bit. So let's make sure the offset is a little bit less. So a little bit less on the y-axis and a little bit more on the z-axis. Also, kind of want to scale it down first. It's massive, right? Based on scale, 0.01. There we go. Check our position is correct, and then we're gonna move on to the interesting stuff. Oh, I did something wrong again. What did I do wrong here? 120. 2.01. I did wow, I'm being stupid again. Am I there much of an idiot? I'm just gonna copy paste this one real fast. Ah, I know what I did wrong. That one. Okay. Going great, huh? Good start. There we go. This is fine, right? This is fine. Leave a little bit less on the z-axis, but I'm just gonna change it and forget about it for now. Let's do like 4 here. Okay. So next step would be right to get all the curve vertices and then turn them into clusters and then add a locator based on that position. So I already got all of them, right? All the curves here. So let's go down here a little bit and then I'm gonna start. So I want to say 4. Let's do the CV in all curves. So we're gonna go through all of them. And then I want to find every single curve vertex in it. So I'm gonna close curve CV and then is again based on ls, and then we're gonna go for CV plus dot CV 0 to infinite, and then we're gonna make sure that we add here the FL is true. So I'll grab all children as well. If you get confused by it, you can scroll down here somewhere, see what it actually does. Okay, so let's print this out real fast, see if it actually does something. So print curve CV. Let's find out if it actually does what I hope it will do. And go here, create. There we go. Perfect location there as well. Then you can see why we get all the curves, the actual curve vertices here, which is what we all want to have. Okay, so these are all of them, but now we want to go through them one by one. So again, we're going to make a for loop. In this case, I want to go for an enumerate loop, so I can actually use that value, the count, to actually name stuff as well. So for I, let's call this x. Let's call it xcv. I don't know why, but it sounds kind of cool. And enumerate, and then again, that will be curve cv this time, right? So we go all through all of them. Okay, so what I want to do now is add a cluster here, so I'm going to call this a face cluster. And then again, based on cluster. And then it's going to be on xcv, and then the name will be, that's colorful now, blah, plus string I, and the name we're going to get it a little bit later because that's a little bit more complicated. Okay, check it out. So this should create a whole bunch of clusters for us. Well, right, so we get all the clusters here that we kind of need. So we can now actually start placing the actual curve where it should be, and then we can start doing some funky stuff with it. But this is the first step, right? Okay, so as you mentioned though, as you can see here, there's a curve here and there's a curve here, but I only want to create one locator for this so I can actually parent them together. Because if you have two locators there, since it's going to be automated, it will also create two joints on the same location. That's exactly not what I want to have. So what I want to do though is I want to skip this one, right? When we start making the locators, I want to skip this one, so we make sure that we don't do that. So how can we do this? I'm going to undo this again real fast. There we go. Let's close the windows as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if XCV is the same as the upper mouth curve vertex and as the lower mouth CV as well. So it's going to be X in this case, or XCV, if it's equal to CV, to CV underscore R per mouth. In this case, I'm going to explain why a little bit, why I'm doing it like this. Or XCV is equal to, oh, I really don't know how to type. Or CV underscore R lower mouth 0. Okay, that should be it. If that happens, we pass it. We do nothing to it. Else, in this case, I'm gonna print something fast so we can actually see why. So I'm gonna walk you through this, why I did this. So the entire reason is, this case, right, what I've done here, actually the name is not correct, I think, should be. So CVR upper mouth, right, which also has a curve vertex. In this case, it's going to be 0. So coming from over here, then we go 1, 2, 3, and same goes for this one over here, because this is the way we made the actual curve, right? So we started here and then we go 0, 1, 2, 3. Now for this one, I don't want to use this vertex over here for creating a locator. I want to skip it. This is, in this case, CV0. That's why in my code I say in this case that if it's 0 for the upper mouth or the lower mouth, skip it. In this case, pass it. If it's not, then we're gonna make a locator for this. So we skip the clusters in the middle of the right side of the mouth. So let's make a locator now. Is again space.locator, same thing as we've done before. Let's give it a name, and that will be clock face. Do we have a name already? We do not have a name yet. No, we don't have a name yet, so I'm gonna call this sub. And then again, we wanna count here I, like this. Okay, we're gonna scale it down a whole lot. Go for 0.04, 0.04, 0.04. What do you want to scale? I'm going to scale the face lock. Then we want to move it, right, based on the position of the cluster. It works the same way as we've done before. Nothing really fancy. So we just create a new variable. Let's call it cluster position. In this case, this, again, the X form that we're going to use. Of what do we want to use it? In this case, XC T and Q equals true, T equals true, and equal space equals true. And then again, we want to just move stuff around by using the move. It's going to be lazy real fast. And this one, 0, 0, 1, and 2. And the face locator in this case. Okay, let's test it out real fast. If I did nothing wrong. Boom. Oh, they're big. Let's make them a little bit more tiny. Let's go for 0.04. This probably sounds better. That's much better. Okay. You can see now we only have one locator here, right? Which is exactly what we want to have. That's perfect. Okay. Although the name is still wrong, right? It's now called lock face sub, which is not exactly ideal. So let's do some magic. What I want to use is the name of the curve here, in this case CL upper mouth, CVL upper mouth, but I don't want to use the CV part either, right? And I want to make sure that I don't get anything else with it. So I'm gonna undo this, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna actually use the name of the XCV over here, and then we're gonna split it, right? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make sure that the first part is chopped off, right? So I'm gonna make a new name here. Let's call this temp name. And then we're gonna use I'm gonna convert my XCV to a string to make sure that we do that. And then we're gonna say split. That's like, at what do you want to split? In this case, I want to split after the CV underscore, right? So if we now were to do this, let's print this out real fast again. Temp name. I'm going to show what happens. Let's just do this like this. Hopefully this will work. Let's make it real fast. Right. Brilliant. You can see, right, we ditched part of the CV, but we still have the last part here as well. So the CV0, I kind of want to get rid of that as well. I only want to have the R underscore smile muscle in this case, right? So what we need to do is, again, we need to split it. But as you can see here, right, it actually prints out a list. So this is the first object on the list, and this is the second object of the list. So we need to make sure that we actually get the second one in there. So what I'm going to do here is in the print name, I'm going to make my final variable name, which is in this case lock name or locator name. Then I'm going to grab the temp name, and then the second part of it. Then again, we're going to split it. In this case, we're using R split. Then after that, I want to make sure that we split it after the CV. Again, this actually makes a list. Actually, I'm going to print it out for you real fast. Let's just dump this for a second. So I want to show you that we do this correctly. So let's locate this again. Off. See, right, we still get two objects in here. So it actually split after the name and then the actual number. So what we need to do as well is we need to make sure that we use the first one in the list, in this case, for a variable name, which in this case is lock name. So we say here 0. So that way we make sure that we actually use the one that we're going to use. Awesome. So now we can actually start using this as well for the actual naming of our locators. In this case, this is going to be, instead of sub, I'm going to say lock name. Oh, like this. Okay. The reason why I'm also doing this as well is so for the parenting, it's going to make everything a little bit easier, right? Otherwise, it gets really messy and really confusing. So we kind of want to avoid that at all costs. Same for the cluster name as well. Let's just put this below the locator name. This. So we can also give this a proper name, right? So let's get rid of a few lines over here, and then I'm going to go to the face cluster. And let's call this cluster. Maybe you want to do like face here, and then plus lock name plus underscore string, like that. Yeah, that makes sense. That'll make everything a little bit more easy when it comes down to the actual naming of stuff. So the next step, let's check it first, see if it actually still works. Facial locators, there you go. So the lock name, lock face R, upper mouth, beautiful. Smile muscle, beautiful. Everything is what it's supposed to be, right? Huh? Perfect. So now what I want to do is, if I move this locator here, the cluster will follow it as well. So the next step is parenting everything together. But, oh, actually, let me just go back here real fast. What I want to do though is, there's a cluster here. If I go, I can select it. I cannot. Oh, there it is. So both clusters here need to be parented to the same locator. We have to make sure of that, otherwise it's going to look for something that does not exist, right? So let's undo this real fast, and there we go. Okay. So the easy thing would be to do, right? In this case, let's go here. Let's add three tabs, yeah. So usually what you can do, right, is just say place a parent. In this case, I want to parent my F cluster here. To what do you want to parent it? Well, in this case, that should be a lock face, and then we have the lock name plus the underscore plus the string of this. This is what you usually do. I'm just gonna run it, see, I'll show you what happens. It turned red. Red is bad. The reason why, I can tell you right now, is that, oh, the F cluster, oh, this should be face cluster. I got a little bit too far ahead of myself here. Let's do it again. Still an error. This is the one that I was actually looking for. Okay. So, right, it looks for the lock face or upper mouth, but we didn't make it, right? Because we say here that if it's this one, we skip it. So, what we need to do here is we have to add a bunch of questions here. We want to say here that if the face cluster is equal to the cluster or upper mouth 0, so the one in the middle, then that one should be parented. Parent to, that's us, face cluster, should be parented to the lock face left side, lower, upper mouth, sorry, upper mouth 0. So it's going to be parented to the locator in the middle of the mouth, in this case on the upper mouth. Then we need to do this here again, so elif or else if, again face cluster is equal to cluster or lower mouth 0, be parented to the lock face L lower mouth 0, and if else we do the rest, right? Okay. Else we just do this. Okay, get rid of this as well, and then we're gonna check it out real fast, and still got an error. Oop. So the issue is, right, I can show you here real fast. Let's just print it, right, see if it actually gets there. Do this real fast, so I'll just close both of them. Again, there you go. Now you would expect a print here, right? You would expect to see a print somewhere here. It prints absolutely nothing. The problem is though, because it never gets in this actual if statement. And there's a reason for it that's super annoying, that took me way long to figure it out, is that the face cluster is actually a list. So I'm gonna print this here real fast. I'll just show you to prove it that I'm not talking bullshit here. Let's do it like this real fast. Again, like, yeah, let's undo this. There you go. This is an actual list that it handles, right? So it's the upper mouth and the upper mouth handle. So we don't need the handle, right? But we need to make sure that we get the first one in the list, in this case the actual cluster. So it means to make sure that we do grab the first one in the list. And that took me way too long to figure out. But I did in the end. Now we do, everything works fine. In theory, we still don't have it because we got an error still. Okay. I think I made a typo somewhere. Okay, I know why. It should be face. Face. It should be correct. I think. I hope. Yes, it was. Okay. Now if I grab one of these, you can see, because I'm moving the actual clusters around, and then you can see that I can actually start placing all the property where it should be, right? So in this case it should be here, for example. This could even be lower if you want it to be. This could be lower if you want it to be. Now we can actually start working on our actual face rig. This should be here. Again, we're going to make a mirror button that works the same as the one that we did for the actual body itself. So I'm not gonna. I might show that when it's done. And like this, that's right. Next step will be to make joints. I'm probably going to skip that for today, and we're going to do that at a different time. So hope you have fun. Hope you found this interesting. And hopefully again, see you next time.